Bum, bum. Good morning. Welcome back to Tea Time with the Pronoun. Joe Convertino back in the studio. Good morning, Joe.
What's up, sir? How are you this week?
I'm doing fine. Alec, you just got back from your trip to Las Vegas. It was both business and pleasure. And so now, what's going on for you this week? And CH Insurance.
Well,
excuse me, before I forget, I wanted to remind you of this. I saw the commercial on TV last night about the baseball and CH Insurance. You slid into, was it third base or was it home?
It was home.
It was home.
Did that look like the way you slide, Perry, those days?
As soon as I saw the slide, I says, I think he hurt himself a little
sore.
bit. You're still sore. I knew it. I saw it.
It's a good week. I hear we had a great golf week here for Central New York. The weather.
Oh, the weather was wonderful.
We might squeeze one out today.
I hope.
Never know.
Why, are you interested in playing?
I might play with you 9 holes.
Okay, fine.
So
you can come to Lakeshore.
Done. As far as CH Insurance, we're in the hustle and bustle of year end. Okay, a lot of companies are planning, budgeting premiums and risk management programs for 24. So we're very active with our clients. With year-end and open enrollments for health insurance. So it's a busy time of the year.
So what insurance program can you get me on so that I can get on board with you? I don't know. We got to figure that out. I want to be a customer.
Well, we're going to have to underwrite you.
Oh. And have an insurance policy on me, too.
Yeah, we'll have to do a lot for you because you'll probably get some credits, though, because of your golf game.
All right, you know that next week, right here in Central New York at Onondaga Golf Club, Country Club, they're having New York State Golf Association, by the way, has their offices are right here. We are very lucky to have Bill Moore and his staff, and Andrew Hickey right here in New York, right here in Syracuse. So next week, they're going to be celebrating their centennial. 100 years, Joe. Think about that.
Wow. And
guess what? They have a main speaker coming. And our main speaker is on the line, but listen to this, Joe. Listen to this. In 1981, she was a New York State amateur champion. In 1981 and 1983, she was the New York Junior Amateur Champion and the 1982 PGA National Junior Runner-up. She was named to the 1981 Junior World Cup team, and in 83 was a quarterfinalist at the U.S. Girls Junior Championship. A year later, she was a low amateur in the U.S. Women's Open. She's a graduate of Furman University, where she was twice named Female Athlete of the Year. And 1987, Athlete of the Year. She captured 5 individual tournaments and was a 3-time All-American. After that, she turned pro, Joe. And her career is legendary. Probably the most decorated female golfer, I don't know, in the country. Maybe not in the total number of wins on tour, but when you add up what she has done after that on TV, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the main speaker at next week's centennial for the New York State Golf Association, Dottie Pepper. Thank you for coming on Tea Time with the Pronoun.
Well, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Yeah, Saratoga is your hometown, and I've talked. I remember seeing you at the Edison Club when I was the president that one year. They said Dottie Pepper's coming down from Saratoga, and I said I got to be there. I saw you at the 10th tee, Dottie, and as people don't know, but the first hole. The first 9 tee, the second 9 tee, and the third 9 tee are right in a row within 150 yards of each other. And there's Dottie. And I saw you approach the tee, and you were going back to the back tees. And I said, Dottie, why don't you play the front tees? And she said to me, Joe, I don't play the front tees. And so tell us a little bit about what this means now at New York State. And they call you. I don't know who called you. I know some of the people on the committee that were involved. But tell us about this, how this all happened. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Well, Andrew Hickey's become a good friend, and he and his staff member, Dan Thompson, reached out. And Dan has a real thirst for golf history, and in particular, New York State's golf history. So it became kind of something we've had fun with over the last few weeks, digging around for what will be the key points of my 10 or 15-minute presentation and some of the memories I have of playing in state amateur championships, some of the people that were so important from a volunteer standpoint, like Betty Dealey, who was legendary.
Oh, I love
Association, and certainly in Central New York, yes. Being in McConnellsville, and she was so important to development of junior and women's golf in and around New York State. So I think it'll be a celebration of a lot of people who have not only played well in the state championships, but people who were foundational members of committees and people that just kept the spirit of the game alive and growing in New York. And think about where it's come now with Andrew taking championships literally across the state, where they were really, when I was playing in those championships, they were very much centrally located. And now he's taking them to the corners of the state. And think about where they were this year. They went all the way to near Buffalo. They went to Lake Placid. They were down in the Met section. So it's really important, I think, to stress how big the state is and how big the game of golf and its history in this state has been.
Yeah. Well, I know that your career after golf, and it happens to everybody. There was a career after golf, folks. Your career is just simply legendary. I've watched you, Dottie, on TV, and your commentary. You somehow have figured out a way to make the transition from athlete and aggressive athlete, by the way, where you showed your emotions. You reminded me of Arnold Palmer, just the way your body language after a good shot or a great shot. I couldn't wait till you did one or the other because I wanted to see what your reaction was going to be. But some of the people that you've come in contact with and your golf, the way that you talk about the game resonates with me. I can't speak for other people. I can just tell you that it makes sense because it's well thought out, and you've been in the wars, and you understand what's happening, male or female. And I'm so thankful that you are still on TV at CBS with Jim Nance. By the way, I mean, he adores you, and I was trying to get him to come on, but I didn't think we were going to have enough time. But tell us a little bit about how that TV career started.
Well, my television career started really when I was still playing competitively, and it was at the prodding of Judy Rankin to work the women's amateur, the U.S. women's amateur, in Asheville, North Carolina in 1999. But when I did retire in 2004, she was also there to encourage me to reach out. I had told her, I guess half jokingly, half not, a few years prior, when I'm done playing this game, I really want your job. And we still, we kind of, we're kiddingly now, she'll look at me and say, well, you got my job. Yep. So, that's kind of the fun part of it. But it was, I was very fortunate. I had people who believed in me, who advocated for me, helped me improve, continues to help me improve, because I think the minute you rest on your laurels, the minute you make sloppy mistakes and you start to slide backward, and I just don't enjoy that part of it. Yeah. So I really do have a lot of people to thank for, like I said, advocating for me and continuing to push me in a positive direction.
Yeah. Hey, Dottie, Joe here. Honor to be with you. You're awesome. What you've done for women's golf is just off the charts. In our Tea Time research department, we both have a little bit in common. We had our 40th high school reunions this year.
So you were an 87er.
87er from Camillus, West Jenny. She's Saratoga Springs.
I didn't know. Yes, Saratoga.
So we had our research committee.
Wow.
So Perry's a little impressed. But Dottie, from a standpoint of being inside the ropes with those guys and seeing how far they hit it and the type of shots, do you still have the competitive juices kind of when you're walking around in all these tournaments? Like the wow, like I wish I could hit one when you're commentating?
No, I don't. My competitiveness is about trying to be, or hoping that, along with Jim Nance, hoping that one day we become part of a perfect broadcast. Where no one talks over each other, where all the graphics work right. All the pieces of the puzzle fit exactly as you would have scripted them to fit. And inevitably, you have to make adjustments on the fly within each segment, within each show, within each week. But that's where my competitiveness comes, to be succinct and to call the shot as it is, not because of who hit it or the situation. So that's where my competitiveness still comes through.
Right.
It is not about hitting great golf shots, although you can still, even with a microphone in your hand, you can still hear and almost feel a perfect shot, like the one that Rory McIlroy hit at the 72nd at the Renaissance Club on Sunday at Scottish Open this year. He had 4-iron in his hand. We knew we backed off and had to carve a little 2-iron in because of the wind conditions, and he had a little bit of a hanging lie. And to see something talked through and executed like that, and to hear the sound of it and then see the flight match, that still gives you a little bit of a goosebump.
Oh,
you're getting your juices.
Great.
You're getting the juices.
Yes, sir. And listen, I have a feeling that the 32 genes that you got from your dad, Don Pepper, had something to do with your competitiveness as well, didn't it?
Just a little. When you're the daughter of a up there for half a cup of coffee, as he calls it, in the major leagues,